Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Harakakadash, and double honors to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone. So as of very recently, March 22nd, or around that time, Candice Owens, who actually worked for the Daily Wire, who was owned by Amalek, the Amalekites, the Small Hatters, she actually worked for them for a long time, but now she is no longer working for them. There's no clear if she was fired or let go. Either way, they're not working together no more. And this comes after what happened was she sat down with another so-called rabbi, and she asked him very plainly to define what anti-Amalek is. And he went on a whole little rant going in circles because, they can't give direct answers or straight answers. So in a nutshell, she said, so what you're saying is that definition can mutate and change over time. And he was like, yeah, basically. And she said, no, I don't agree with that. She said, whatever it's supposed to mean, it's supposed to mean that. It can't change and mutate or anything like that. That's just not right. So little did she know, she was warned for a long time, okay, because a lot of people are saying, well, she's getting her a Negro wake-up call. Like even I think Paul Mooney spoke on that, your Negro wake-up call, which basically means that no matter how much you try to root for the other team, no matter how much you want to play for the other team and look down on your own people and stand on the other side, you eventually going to get your nigger wake-up call, meaning eventually they going to let you know that you still a nigga in their eyes and that you're no different from us, right? So she's been working for them for a long time, but she made the mistake. Okay, she made the mistake in thinking that she is able to freely speak on subject matters, that she is freely able to criticize and really say things that are right. This is one of those things where she actually thought that she could say something that's right. And what she said to that so-called rabbi was correct. She said, you can't change, the definition just can't change and shift however you want it, right? And she said, because according to Amalek, even Amalekites can be anti-Amalek, right? Because they'll just say, oh, you hate yourself so much. Oh, you haters, you hate yourselves so much. And she's saying, well, can you say that a so-called black man, if he doesn't say something that aligns with, I don't know, Black Lives Matter, something like that, that means he hates himself or something like that. She basically was like, this don't make sense, right? And she put him on blast. She put that whole, she put all them Amalekites on blast. And next thing you know, she's no longer with them, right? So here's one article from Variety. It says, Candace Owens is out, as Daily Wire CEO says. It says, controversial right-wing commentator Candace Owens and the Daily Wire, which is owned by Amalek, had parted ways. Quote, Daily Wire and Candace Owens have ended their relationship. Daily Wire CEO Jeremy Boring wrote in his post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Friday. He did not elaborate on the circumstances behind the move. Well, we know why. She messed up, and she thought that she could criticize a sect of people, and speak on something that is regarding the truth, and they won't allow. Let me pull up that little quote real quick, 1 second, from the True Rulers quote. Here it is right here, and they say it's really not from Voltaire. Somebody else said it, but nevertheless, the quote is legit. It says, "To learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize." In fact, when this one looks better, because as you can see on the picture, the image there has a symbol there, which you know what that means. To learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize. Now, the reason why they're saying she's getting her, quote, Negro wake-up calls, because for the longest of time, she's been proving that she in a sense, tap dance for the other team so she can get higher and get to that position. It's nothing new, right? so-called black woman wanting to get higher on the other side. So she goes up front and say, oh, I don't think it's about racism. I don't think it's about this. I don't think it's about that for years, right? And people have been telling her, okay, your time's gonna come. She even, and by the way, she been crossed the line a long time ago. She's even married to an Edomite. She got their children. So she got comfortable. And when she went up there to talk to the Edomite, them Amalekites, what she said was actually correct. But that was her mistake. Her mistake was she thought she could speak on truth. And the truth is, when it comes to them Amalekites, you are not allowed to criticize them, especially not on their platform. That's why they got rid of her, and that's why they're no longer together. See, what the world is going to find out is, and what the world is starting to find out, is that all of this stuff is moved by a plan. The plan initiated by the wicked elite, which is Esau, Edom, which chiefly is Amalek amongst them, right? When they push to try to change these laws to censor speech, to stop people from teaching the word, teaching the scriptures, it's because the scriptures condemn them. That's why they want it to stop. They're going to use a front like, oh, it's hurting the LGBT people's feelings, it's hate speech or whatever it is. But what it really is that it exposes Esau, Edom for who he is. It exposes the devil for who he is, because the scriptures give you the description on that the biblical Jews today are the Negro population, right? So for them to succeed in their plan and for them to do whatever they want to try to put themselves gods on the earth, they need to have the ability to do whatever the hell they want on the planet. And if anybody who criticizes them can be put down as somebody who's hate speech. If anybody who tries to say, hey, look, you're going off, they can say, well, look, we have a God-given right to do these things. They can use the Bible, but if you say, well, wait a minute, according to the Bible, you don't fit the prophecies, you don't fit the curses of the Israelites, the scriptures don't talk about you. In fact, the scriptures condemn you, then that's a problem. That's why they have to shut down the scriptures. It's all so that they can have free reign to do whatever the hell they want. The book of Psalms chapter 12 says, help, Lord Yahweh, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fail from among the children of men. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord Yahweh shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things, who have said, with our tongue we will prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? Because you got to remember, what's the strength of Satan? What's the strength of the devil? His deception. And how does it come by? Way of his tongue. He says, with our tongue, they say, well, with our tongue we will prevail, meaning with our control of the narrative. We will control everybody. Who's going to stop us? Because that's their specialty, is to deceive, to lie, to play victim. Even as that interview happened, that damn that dude tried to, he was already ready to put on the tears because he got blindsided. He wasn't expecting Candice Owens, who is being funded by the Amalekites, to come out there and expose them. He thought that she was just going to play ball, but she didn't. She said, no. She said, you can't change. This definition can't change. How can it change? Like, that ain't right, because what they want is why do they want it to change? Because they want to label any critique, anybody who says anything about them, anybody who calls them out, anybody who quotes the scripture, they can say, you are anti-Amalek, we can arrest you. Even our own people can be Amalek, so even Amalekites can be anti-Amalek. It's one big joke. This is them trying to establish on the planet their godlike supremacy on the planet, to say that they're above the law. They can decide what is right, what's wrong. You can't use scriptures to correct them or to call them out. But when they want to do something, they can use the scriptures to say, well, we're allowed to by the Bible. But then you say, well, wait a minute, according to the Bible, the scriptures tell you that you're really the devil. Then they could say, well, look, you can't quote the Bible. That's anti-Amalek. Get thrown in jail. You see what I'm saying? That's what this is all about. It's all about deception. It's controlling the narrative. The push for banning TikTok. What's the push to banning TikTok? Is money involved? You could say it was money involved, but what really pushed the ban for this TikTok? Well, it's because everything that happened in the Middle East with that war, Guess what all the people were getting their information from? TikTok. Guess what people were exposing? They were exposing the lies. They were exposing who's really the victims here. They were exposing dead bodies of the Palestinians. They was exposing these people being ran out their houses and forcefully seizing their houses for no reason. That's what they were seeing. They were seeing the truth. And Esau, Edom, Amalek can't control the narrative on TikTok. That's why it has to go. That's why. Because who runs the media? Amalek. Who runs your mainstream media? Who are your fact checkers? It's all Amalek, right? So when it comes to getting news, people were going to who to get the information? They were going to TikTok, which TikTok is owned by the Moabites or Chinese, which means Esau, Edom, Amalek can't control the narrative. That's why they wanted to go. It has nothing to do with whatever the hell they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because Twitter, because when you want to get news, you want to go what? You probably gonna go to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or you're gonna check CNN or something like that. Guess who controls all of that? Esau, Edom. And they control it by what? Amalek. But TikTok isn't owned by them. That's why it has to go. Because they were getting critiqued. People were seeing the truth. People were seeing the truth of the matter. That's why it has to go. It's all because the devil wants to establish his dominance on the earth as the most high and say that nobody can speak against us. We do what we want. We use the Bible how we see fit, and you can't use the scriptures against us. In fact, we're going to ban the Bible, ban the scriptures, right? That's the devil. I read it again. Who have said, with our tongue we will prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? It's all about controlling the narrative. That's why Candice Owens had to be let go, because she went up there and challenged their narrative and said, no, you can't. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. She challenged them, and that was her mistake. In their eyes, she's just a black woman who needs to play ball because they're giving her money, and she needs to do it. And she's been working for them for years. But you see, one challenge, she challenged the narrative, and that's enough for Esau Edom to say, get the hell out. Now all of a sudden she's an anti-Amalek. Now all of a sudden she's questioned for hating those people. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. You're upset because she challenged your narrative, you Amalekites who who practice to be the perfect victims, and she helped lift up to the skirt of the plan that you're trying to establish. That's why she had to go. You know what I'm saying? It's over for these devils. It's over for them. At one point, their strength was to be hidden, but now the Lord has revealed them, and the more He reveals them, the less power that they have. People getting tired of hearing that same, oh, anti-Amalek, oh, everybody, whatever, let it go. That shit's over with, man. Eventually, you just gonna have to answer questions. You're gonna have to answer questions straight up. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. So the Lord exposed you, Edomites, because your specialty was to hide in the shadows, move in the shadows, move in tunnels, move behind the scenes and not be seen, and just pass laws and legislations where nobody asking questions. No one's challenging your stance. No one's challenging, right, your narrative, but the people are. The people are calling it out. They're saying, look, this is ridiculous. This doesn't make any sense. You got your own people saying this is ridiculous. And all you can do is say, well, look, you can be an anti-Amalek too. How are you going to accuse a small hatter of hating other small hats just because he critiques the state of Israel? That's what they don't want. They don't want you to challenge the state of Israel. They don't want you to critique the state of Israel. Nobody is allowed to do that. Only, they get to walk free. They get to commit apartheid and genocide on the planet Earth, and nobody can hold them accountable. They get to walk. But if you critique them and say, look, what you're doing is evil, this needs to be stopped, you're really the devil. Now it's all of a sudden, oh, you're dangerous. You're a threat to our people. You need to be canceled. We don't need to listen to you. Can you believe that? This is the devil. And he doesn't give a damn. Okay, he's coming down with great wrath. He's trying to establish his position as the Most High on the planet Earth, and the Lord is frustrating him. Because the Lord is uplifting his skirt. He's calling it out. This BS narrative you're trying to push, it's over with. Nobody's buying that BS anymore. But we know that's what you're going to use to pass these laws and legislations. The book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his wrath have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou shalt remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So you're not supposed to trust your enemy. That's why they're saying like, oh, she's getting her nigga wake up call, because for the longest time she's been rallying for the other team. She even gave them her body, and she believed that because of that sacrifice, that she thought she had the ability to go out there and speak the truth and challenge their narrative. And just that quick, they let her know, not over here. So now the question is, what's she gonna do? But you see, that's what happens when you think you can trust the enemy. You know, some people believe, oh, she's gonna come try to crawling back to her people again. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, you know, what she did there just shows you that Esau, Edom, Amalek is desperate, right? They're trying to establish themselves as the guys on the planet Earth, that they can walk. They are able to commit genocide and all this other stuff, and they can try to justify themselves using the Bible, that they can walk. And if anybody else tries to use the same Bible to critique them and call them out for being anti-messiahs, for being a synagogue of Satan, for being Esau, Edom, Amalek, they're going to say, nope, you can't do that. That's what this whole thing about. And Candice, when she went up there, Owens, she challenged that authority. She challenged it. She put it on blast. It's just more revealing that Esau, Edom is on his last leg, right? His plan, he's going to come down with great wrath, but his plan has no power, because the power behind it was that nobody could see it. Nobody could call it out. Now people are calling it out. People can see it. People are asking questions. And when she questioned that authority, when she questioned that narrative, she got to see and feel the wrath of the devil. But you should never trust the enemy. No matter how close you get to him now, it doesn't matter if you gave them your body. You're still the enemy. So now you have to face the consequences of all your actions, because who you gonna run to? Who you gonna go to now? You see? So this is the year, man. 2024, a lot of things are gonna happen. You know, these people gonna realize, like I always say, the devil, okay, nobody is safe from the devil's wrath, even the people in front of him or the people on his side. So it doesn't matter if you try to be on his side, be in his corner. He's gonna let you know nobody is safe from his wrath, because he's the devil. Okay. And once they're done using you and abusing you, then they toss you to the side and they go find another one to play ball. All right. And they always go find another so-called black woman. And I guarantee you that's probably what the Daily Wire is going to end up doing. But yeah, man, Esau Edom is through. He's over with. Shalom.